Hey, good morning. Right, another weekend of hard work. I'm getting everything ready to take up onto the field because we've got to do some stuff up there. But I'll talk about that later when I get up there. In the meantime, I've got the electrician working in the kennels, um, and I'm going to describe what he's doing in a second, and then right at the end I'll wrap up and show what he's done because I'll have probably finished all my stuff before I get a chance to get back. We've had a bit of a problem with the electrics. We've got electrics scattered between the house, the kennels over there, which you probably can't see there, so I'll move over. So the kennels, I've got connections in. The solar is up on the roof up there. There's more connections in the barn back there, and it's basically all over the place. So what the electricians are going to do today, they're kind of surveying everything, but what the plan is, and if you come with me, what the plan is that we're going to have some ground source heat systems. We're going to have water pump just to give us a bit of extra pressure from the well. But what we're going to do is we're going to put some batteries in here. So this is going to become pretty much like a plant slash boiler room. What we're going to have in here, just put the light on, so it's one of the rare spaces that has working lights. But what we're going to have in here, we're going to have some batteries, a ground source heat tank and pumps, all the working electrical control systems, so the inverters, the consumer units for the outside buildings and everything. And as you can see, it looks freaking terrible. I didn't swear. It looks freaking terrible. And for the electricians to get on, they kind of need us to clean up in here. Now, I'm not going to do a huge amount of work. The goal is to get this just so it can be used. So I'm going to rip everything out, clean the place out, paint the walls with something like Bullseye or something like that. And we'll clear the roof off, clear all the space out. They can put one battery pack in. We're still trying to work out how big a battery. Get it connected to the Wi-Fi so we can start using it. But in reality, it's going to be designed so that it can be moved or reconfigured later, upgraded, more cells, the ability to charge faster, discharge faster, depending on how much power we're going to be using. So this is going to be a big job. The batteries, I wasn't planning on putting batteries in before we'd finished the main house, but in reality, with the cost of electric going where it is, and the fact that we've got a big array, it's not optimized yet, so that needs tweaking. I thought we might as well put a battery in. We'll charge that through the day, exporting whatever we're not using, discharge through the night, and if we're on a lower rate, when we get to a certain percentage, we'll top up. But the goal is to kind of try and live off solar in the short term, but I don't think those old cells are going to do it, so we'll have to do a bit of solar and then very low rate overnight. So that's going to be the boiler plant room. Coming outside, I've got a stonemason coming over in the week. As you know, last week's video, we were kind of digging out inside of the barn. Walls all over the place, freaked me out. We've got a structural engineer in. Basically, Joe and Kieran did a great job removing this garden bed, as I said. But the foundation stones are basically causing me a bit of an issue. So what we're going to do is stonemason's going to come in. He's going to stabilize all that, get that fine. By which time we should have the planning application in, because I want to get a nice window in here so that we can look out on the garden once it's all finished. So he's got to come and do that. The cost of this is going to be, it's freaking me out already. But anyway, the cost of that is going to be whatever the cost of it is. We need to sort it out. The wall's gone, internal and external. So the good thing is it'll make the planning a bit easier, hopefully. I figured I'd show you what's going on with the electrics and the headache it's giving us. So the first task they had to do was take that socket off there and relocate the socket so we at least have some power in here and have the lights on. They've done that. Absolute nightmare. The farmers, bless them, made it do, but they used completely the wrong cable. I've been using power in here, and thank God there was no shorts because I'd have been buggered. But yeah, so basically they've got the socket in here, but that's connected to the main house now rather than the stuff up at the top. But yeah, all of this is gone, which is great. They've disconnected everything, so now I'm free to get cracking on with this wall, and that's going to be a big task. So I'll get cracking on with that. We've got the stonemason coming tomorrow. Cannot wait. But what they've had to do, and we're going to go through here. So yes, and if we're coming out here, a little bit of a camera flip, just because nobody wants to see my backside walking through the door. But basically, what we've had to do, we've kept the inverter, I think, or the feeding tariff box. I don't know which one. We've put a temporary board up, and everything that was in there, the electrician has shifted up there, disconnected the lot, made it safe, and now we're kind of just waiting on how much they're going to want to charge us for the battery. Getting all that lot into the plant room, getting that lot into there, getting it reconnected up, kind of optimizing the cells that we've got at the moment. I don't want to change them yet until we're ready to get this finished and put some really good latest generation cells up. The goal is to get that lot into the plant room in the next couple of weeks so we can start utilizing the solar. I'm getting excited about solar. We've had 2 days of sun, and I know it's going to start peeing it down next week, but still I want to get as much solar energy as possible, just to remove some of that monthly cost burden from us, and also it's better really for the environment. So we'll get some batteries in there. We're probably talking a big number, and I really don't even want to think about it. So whatever it's going to be, shockingly high, no pun intended. So yes, that's it for this week. Moving on to next week. The plan this week is going to be stonemason, and I'll have more to share on that. Once the stonemason's in, says he's happy with what I'm going to do, I've got to start demolishing more stuff. What else have I got to do? Yeah, we've got to go back to the architects because they've sent us a long list of things we should do, and everything has a lot of zeros after it. So I've got to go back to them just to clarify exactly what it is we want in the short term and what it is they're going to be able to do for us. And yeah, it's just cleaning up, ready for spring, so we can have a good summer of demolition and getting the kennels done. So that's it for now. See you later.